Hi, everyone. This is Alice Aguilar, Director of Progressive Technology Project. And in this video, we are going to review working with regular or static groups. Groups are basically lists of contacts, and those contacts can be individuals or organizational contacts. And this list of contacts basically have random or arbitrary attributes or criteria that basically constantly change, and you have to manually update that list. So some examples conceptually of a static or a regular group would be something like my best friends, right? There is no custom fields, no checkbox or option that says this is my best friend. Only I know subjectively who my best friends are. And so I would add them to us, just a regular group, manually add friends into that group. In this exercise, we're going to work with creating a new group called board members. Board members, basically in organizations, they change after term limits. So it's a great example of the use of regular or static groups. So to create a regular or static group, you would go to the Contacts menu and click on New Group. New Group is how you create the static group. You just give it a name. And in this case, I'm just going to call it Board Members. And you can make it a mailing list. Maybe you want to mail your board members as part of your mass mailing. So I may click that. And I'm going to just click Save. So now you've just created the name of the group. You can use, it lands on this Find Contacts to add to this group. So I may start looking for somebody to add. You can start by adding the name here. You can start typing in Casey, or I'm going to type in Augustine, the last name, because I may get right to the person. You can also use your quick box and look this up, look up your names, or you can use the search feature, the search advanced. But since it landed me on the Find Contacts, I'm just going to search, enter the name here and search. I find one contact. There's Casey. I'm going to click on Casey. And here to add a contact, and again, this could be an individual or an organization, to add the contact to a group, to a regular group, you want to click on the left-hand side called the Groups tab. You click on that. You can then see you get an Add to Group drop down. So I'm going to click on this. And here you really do have to know which ones are your regular groups versus your smart groups, which we will talk about smart groups later. But in this case, I know board members is my regular group that I just created. So I'm going to click on that. And you must click Add so it shows up as their group, and you can see that they've been added and there's a group. Now, note that there's options with groups. Let's say in groups here, you can see you can remove a person or a contact from a group, or you can delete them. The difference here is if you click delete, you will delete any record that they were ever in that group. If I then select remove, and I'll just use this as an example, it will at least record that they formerly were in this group. So let's say I wanted to remove this person. Let's say the board person is done with their term limit. I clicked on remove, and I'm going to click continue. And note, you can see that there now is a past groups area that shows up, and you can see that they were removed from this group and on what date. And you can also have them rejoin the group if you want to put them back in the group. So in this case, I really do want them to be part of the group. So I'm just going to add rejoin, and it puts them back in to the group. So that's regular groups and static groups. If you want to see what all your groups are, I'm going to go to Contacts, Manage Groups, and I can see my regular groups. Regular groups most likely will have a count next to it. because they're static, right? You've manually added it. It's a fixed number for that moment. You can tell your smart groups, which we'll discuss in another video, they are labeled as smart groups. And that is how you work with your static and regular groups.